And we're going to lead off the show with a very special guest. Gentleman sitting next to me right here is Ben Kessler, buddy of mine who I've worked at the 1369 Coffee House with Ben for a few years, got to know each other. He's a great guy, and I've asked him to come on the show tonight. Ben recently just went through gender-affirming surgery. I thought, well, what a fantastic opportunity to find out more. As Ben knows, I'm just like a kind of a sort of a dumb, like just white, sort of hetero, suburban Connecticut guy who's been in Cambridge for the last 20 years, and I'm love people, and it is a great opportunity for me to learn about the whole kind of the trans experience. Ben, let's dive in. You just had surgery when? 3 weeks ago?
So it was June 25th. I'm sorry, May 25th was my surgery, because June 25th obviously hasn't happened yet.
I was just about to check. I'm like, do I have a calendar here? So less than a month ago. Okay, how long did you know? When did you decide? Did you commit to having surgery?
So it actually took me a little while to decide that I definitely wanted to do this surgery. Surgery is felt like a very sudden step. Like, you don't, with other aspects of transition, you can kind of get used to things over time, but with surgery, you one day your body is one way and the next day your body's completely different. So it took me a little while to get used to that idea, but probably about a year ago or so, I definitely started thinking it was something I definitely wanted to do. And I just had to figure out how to make it happen. So
it was about a year ago. How long ago was it when you kind of came to terms with your gender and your identity with who you are in terms of gender?
So it was almost exactly a couple of years ago. It was actually right at the end of April in 2014 that I realized that I definitely wanted to take steps towards living as, it's still sometimes hard to kind of put words around it. Living as someone who's male is probably the easiest way to put it. But and even at that point, my gender, and even now, my gender is not entirely clear. It's still got some like wibbly wobbly pieces to it, but mostly it's male. So that's, so it's relatively simple, but it definitely took a process of like figuring that out. Probably took a year in and of itself to really kind of figure out enough that I definitely decided that I wanted to transition. So.
And was it an issue for you growing up? Was it an inner conflict for you growing up as a girl? Did you wear dresses and everything?
Well, I mean, I didn't mind wearing dresses when I was a kid. It just didn't occur to me like that was a problem. But, I also had parents who were, willing to let me do things like be He-Man for Halloween one year when that was what I wanted to do. I was like 7 or something, and so I was really into He-Man because that was one of the cartoons at the time, and they didn't even blink. They were just like, okay, sure, we'll just go to the store, get a costume. And so I had, a pretty open childhood in terms of just doing whatever came naturally to me, and nobody really questioned it, but it didn't...
You're lucky.
Yeah, I was really lucky. I was incredibly lucky. My parents are amazing people, and really just rolled with it. But I didn't have, it didn't occur to me that I could be a boy. You read, you go and you read a book about Harry Potter, and, it'd be great if, your owl showed up one day with your letter inviting you to Hogwarts, but until that happens, you're not thinking you're going to go be a wizard. It was kind of like that. I never thought I was going to, I could go be a boy. So
was there a role model that like when the light bulb went off in your head of like, I'm going to have surgery, and I'm going to be a boy, be male, I'm going to have surgery and not
right
and change and completely change.
Yeah, transition.
And transition. Thank you. Transition. Did you have a role model?
So I, when I first started thinking about all this, one of my partners was also ended up starting the process of deciding that she wanted to transition. So I kind of watched her do this, and I also went online, and oddly enough, Tumblr was a place where I found a lot of people talking about and information about, transition and how this works, and particularly genderqueer and non-binary gender options that, exist out in the world, that people have already put a lot of thought into how that works and how that is, and that was really helpful for me because part of my gender is not binary, but it's not a really obvious part. So
that's been one of the great changes I've seen in my lifetime. As I was telling you, I graduated high school in 1984. There was no gay people in my high school. And then,
that you knew of.
Right. We reconnect 20, 25 years later, and it doesn't matter. Whoever's gay or doesn't, nobody even thinks twice. And
one of your old friends brings his husband, and that's just normal now.
Right,
yeah.
Which has been so wonderful, and the mainstreaming of kind of a non-binary understanding of gender being a spectrum of hour to hour, day to day has been just so beautiful, and I'm kind of, as somebody who's turning 50 this year, I'm kind of looking to you younger folks who are evolving the species in a...
Well, I'm, 37, so I'm not too much younger.
You're getting up there in the years. We're almost out of time. Ben, what I got you on behalf of the show, I got you a little a present. It's a... Did I put it in here? Here it is. It's a genuine used Beastie Boys baseball hat that I used to wear in the kitchen at the 1369.
I remember you wearing this all the time.
I wouldn't expect you to wear it. It's kind of ugly, but I want to symbolically let you know that, especially in this day and age, politically, culturally, that you have support from for people from just dummies like me who who fight for you. The whole bathroom bill thing, in this crazy culture where in what happened in Orlando, it's just time to just get together and
and I really appreciate
get to know each other.
Support, so.
And so thanks for helping to educate us, and now we all have a friend who is would trans be the correct terminology?
That works. I'm transgender. I'm trans. You can use any of those words.
That's good. Well, Ben, I hope to have you on the show again sometime. We'll continue the conversation. Thanks so much, Ben. Awesome. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, buddy. We'll talk to you later.